Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So we're just over 10 minutes away from 8 o'clock. And that will be your first chance, your first opportunity to get in the Q101 pop-up with the Offspring at the Metro. And again, with what we've brought you the last couple years, not to pound our chest, but I can't help it. So we've had Green Day, we've had the Pumpkins, we've had Fall Out Boy, all at the Metro, these exclusive shows. And it's so unique because all these bands, remember, starting at the Metro. When I talked about Eddie Vedder on Saturday night at Pearl Jam and played that audio, everybody says the Metro was the first place we played in Chicago. When we sold out the Metro, we knew we made it. 992 people. When we sold it out, that's when we knew we had arrived and we were a band. And when you sold out the Metro in Chicago.
That's awesome.
So with the Offspring, of course, playing right before they do Smash at Riot Fest, play that album, and who knows what they'll do at the Metro.
We just want them to know that they made it.
Yeah, that's
We're
right.
just trying to make them feel good about themselves.
They made it. So 8 o'clock, that's coming up. But let's get to some music news. Again, with the long weekend, and you kind of, if you're like me a little bit, you kind of got pieces of information out there. Just to recap what happened in the past week, really. And the biggest one was Oasis announcing after, 2009 they broke up. So it's coming up on 15 years this year, 16 years next year. The 2025 reunion shows. The Gallagher brothers hate each other. They've sued each other. Getting back together for Oasis, a reunion. And there were rumors of it, and then we're like, it's not going to happen. I mean, they'll get in a fight before they announce it even. They didn't. And it was announced, the first stretch of the live reunion tour coming up England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales between July 4th and August 17th next year, the 25th.
Do you think they're not allowed to talk to each other? Like, just listen.
Well,
separate rooms, no talking. You go on stage, you exit separately, just so there's no drama.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
All they got to do is meet on stage and play.
No drama llama.
Nothing else. They're at the point where they have enough money. But when someone offers you probably about $100 million, I'm guessing this tour will make, of those shows and a now projected U.S. tour. In fact, a buddy of mine in England hit me up with a non-official schedule, and there is a date at Soldier Field in August.
Unofficially.
Unofficial.
Unofficially.
Did I say official?
No, I just want to clarify.
Wait, say that again. In what month?
So it'll be a year from now, roughly, in August. I think it was the 29th, but again.
I just glitched a little thinking, I was like, what month is it? I'm like, that's soon.
Yeah.
But I see.
Kenzie, they're here tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel like they should tell people if they're going to do that. And
Like they're not in every city in America, but they have a Soldier Field date allegedly, unofficially already scheduled for this.
Who sent you this?
A friend of mine in England.
Who's just like guessing, or why would he have this?
No, they're Oasis fanatics. Like they tried to get tickets and couldn't get them. Megan's Waxer here somehow got tickets. I don't know how she's pulled that off.
To Oasis or Wrigley?
No, Oasis of the tours overseas so far.
An overseas show.
So they've only announced those shows in England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales, and those tickets went on sale last week, and my friends in England didn't get any. But Megan's Waxer got tickets somehow here in America, here in Chicago. America.
She probably would appreciate you. Stop bringing up the waxing part of everything. You know what I mean?
It's her profession.
I know, but Megan doesn't need, she's getting everything waxed. Just stop it.
Don't all women wax?
No.
They don't? Do you?
No.
Oh.
I don't have a waxer. I'm on a budget. I have a shaver.
What are you, going to the butcher?
I do it myself. I don't get to hire somebody in that profession right now in my life.
I'm sorry.
Times are tight.
I guess. Oh.
I have to take care of it myself.
Megan's got waxer money. She got
this one's on me.
I didn't know that. I didn't know it was a big deal. I didn't really. So
how about you talk about the shape she gets while you're at it?
I don't need
her
to get
Brazilian
into that.
wax or her landing strip wax, or do you want to just go into detail?
I would love it if you painted a picture.
Yeah,
all right, here we go.
All
right, here we go. Here we go. Oh, never mind. We're talking about Oasis.
Oh.
Never mind. No. So the tickets went on sale, and Megan's Waxer got tickets.
We're talking about a Megan's Oasis.
Yes. All right, so those shows are announced, and U.S. dates hopefully coming. And like I said, that Soldier Field date is unofficially there. And they're not in every city, but they've got a Soldier Field show, allegedly Oasis, coming up.
I got to say, this is, I hated taking vacation last week because I didn't know this Oasis news was coming, and it happened at the start of the week. And for somebody like me who adores Oasis and Blur and Pulp, who's at the Aragon this Sunday and loves all these British bands but didn't get a chance to see them in the 90s.
Because you're only 25 years old.
Exactly. This is the biggest thing possible. Other than the Smiths reuniting, this is the biggest possible band reunion there could be. I think of bands that are left. This is as big as it gets, and I'm over the moon that the Gallagher brothers are allegedly talking. So, Kenzie, you asked about, are they just going to keep them in separate rooms the entire time? The story that I've heard is that Liam Gallagher played Reading Festival a few weeks ago, and that is, everybody knows the Nirvana set at Reading. It's like Lollapalooza, but in England. And he played the song Half the World Away, which is an Oasis song, but it's one that his brother Noel sang. And there's not a lot of cross-pollination there. There's Liam songs and there's Noel songs, and they don't normally mix things up like that. And, allegedly after that song kind of went viral because Liam did a cover of it, the two started talking, and now here we are with an Oasis reunion. And I hope they keep it together. I hope they keep it on the rails. I hope they tour for a long time. This could be a really beautiful ending for what is, in my opinion, one of the greatest bands of all time.
Can I just say that we got a text that said, I think the stage is going to be divided by wonder walls.
Oh.
And I think that's so funny.
Thanks for that.
It's a Dad Joke Tuesday here on Brian and Kenzie. Here we go.
So cute.
I will tell you, since we just mentioned in trivia where the listener was at Jamboree 2001 where Oasis performed, and I interviewed them at that show. And again, back in my little sludge days there to take us back.
Sludgy.
And I remember back then, it was they fought then, obviously.
Yeah.
And they came in with an entourage, or Noel did, with 10 people. And all 10 of them came up to me individual and said, do not ask about Liam. Do not ask about his brother. I'm like, well, what do you want me to interview him about that? I mean, it's Oasis, and it's
Don't say the word Oasis.
Don't say Wonderwall.
Don't say anything. Just sit in the room with him.
Just sit
Don't
there.
talk about music.
I was like, shit. Handlers always get in the way and try to ruin everything to basically justify their job.
Yeah. Well, it's like when we were supposed to interview Bono's son a few years ago, and they were like, "Don't bring up Bono."
He's his dad. Okay, I could talk about, I don't know, deep dish pizza? What are we supposed to talk about here?
How about Chi-Town, Noel? Am I right?
Yeah. So Noel sits down, and after all 10 of the people, they're all staring at me on the couch at Jamboree. And so they say, don't talk about his brother. And so the first thing I say is, so what's up with you and your brother? And all 10 people looked at me like they wanted to stab me with a butcher knife in the heart. And Noel was cool. He just goes like, well, I don't know. Don't you have any brothers? I go, yeah, I got 3. He goes, do you like them all the time? I go, no. One of them poked me in the eye. We couldn't go to SeaWorld.
No. So we had to hear that whole story.
And he goes, sounds like your brother's worse than mine.
His brother can't be that bad, though. Okay, I think that happened to me during an interview, and it's not because I'm like you, Brian, where like I can ask the uncomfortable questions. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
And do you remember? I know you're obviously Fast and Furious, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Remember when Therese lost his mind? Like, he had the mental breakdown and, like, was kind of calling out all the cast, and he's super mad at The Rock for getting a spinoff. I'm like, I don't know why you're mad at him. Like, he's got the character, leave him alone.
I actually agree with Tyrese on that one.
I don't.
The Rock
Because if
didn't
Tyrese got a spinoff, he would have betted it, and that's not fair.
But he deserved it.
Yeah, so The Rock did great. So here's the deal. I had to sit down with Ludacris, and I was like, nobody wanted to ask him about it. I'm like, I'll do it. It's fine. I'll dive into it. We sit down. We go. I'm ready. And Ludacris goes, oh, really fast. Nobody asked me about Tyrese. I'm like, son of a bitch. I was like, just leave. Why are you here?
Yeah.
I was so mad because he told me not to. So then I felt like very compelled that I couldn't. It wasn't a handler.
That's terrible.
It was the worst. I was so excited to hear about it.
And if anybody deserved a spinoff, because Ludacris wasn't in the first one either.
It was Ja Rule.
It was Ja Rule. But Ja Rule wasn't in any after, I don't believe. If my memory's correct around this. So Ja Rule wasn't in any after. He should have got a spinoff because he's the one that went, Menage! Trying to get a menage a trois if he won the first race.
As somebody who has seen the first Fast and Furious, it's the best scene in the movie. To me, the Fast and the Furious should have been all about Ja Rule trying to get some.
How do we end up with Ja Rule talking about Oasis?
I don't know. Can we talk about Oasis again?
Well, listen, we'll keep you posted on the U.S. Obviously, the tickets have been sold for the shows overseas only. And I'm just telling you, allegedly, there's a Soldier Field date out there in August of next year, which would be ridiculous. Now, the other big news last week dropped was Linkin Park. Again, a band that was on that same bill of Jamboree with Oasis back in 2001 with Q101. And they started a countdown clock on their social, a 100-hour countdown. The timer ended, and, well, kind of nothing happened. People were like, what's going to happen? They're going to announce a new singer for the band after Chester's, sadly been gone now for 7 years. They didn't do that. What it did is start counting up, and then it announced basically an event is coming up Thursday in Los Angeles with Linkin Park to make a huge announcement. So a lot of people thought they were trolling, but they really aren't. They're just getting your attention again after a while of probably not too much new stuff on their social media.
No, it's just an extremely long countdown.
Yeah.
And it's quite a countdown.
And also to see the date 9/5, it was so messed up. You had to pause the clock. Like, I'm trying to pause it and go back and forth. I'm sitting there on the beach going like, what am I looking at here? I can't figure this out. I used to do this for Spice Channel, look at boobs. Now I'm trying to figure out what Linkin Park's talking about.
Oh, we all grow up eventually.
Well, okay. Because we don't know. We think that they're announcing who their singer is going to be.
Well, rumors happened a couple months back where Amy Lee of Evanescence.
Yes. Have we heard more about that? Because that's what I really wanted to happen.
Case looked up the quote from her a few months back where she said, there's no truth to it. However, Linkin Park, call me. Because she would be interested.
Now there's truth.
Yeah. So she would be interested in it on a part-time basis because she still has Evanescence, a band that played Q101's Twisted Christmas just about a year and a half ago.
Now, what do you
2 years
think?
ago.
Could you imagine if we got Linkin Park with Amy Lee for one of our shows?
Well, let's first see if it happens
That'd be
Thursday.
so exciting.
It'd be amazing. And I think she'd fit really well in that band, to be honest.
I do too. And I just feel like you need something different because, like, just so it's not like, then you're not comparing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because it's just kind of like, it's different, an amazing voice, but a female. I just think that would be helpful.
It's impossible to replace Chester.
That's what I mean.
Literally impossible. And the weird thing is Derek Whibley from Sum 41, who's playing Riot Fest with Q101, announced he had a countdown thing going on too. And then people put it together saying that he's going to be the new singer added to Linkin Park. And he had to make a statement then because of that, going like, hey, no.
Unrelated. I had an unrelated countdown.
Yeah.
I apologize.
What are the odds?
Yeah.
So I was in the studio with Lauren last week. I was helping her out on Tuesday, and she was on top of the Oasis stuff. She was on top of the Linkin Park stuff. And I go, well, do you know about the Derek Whibley thing? And she freaks out and goes, no, I don't know anything about that. And then it became in one afternoon, everybody connected dots that weren't there. It was like QAnon. Everybody was like, well, Derek from Sum 41 is obviously going to be the new Linkin Park singer, to a point that he had to come out and say, guys, I'm sorry. My countdown clock was for a book that I'm promoting. I wrote a book. My bad. I don't know who is going to be the new singer of Linkin Park.
That has to really suck for your book promo.
Oh.
He was so proud of himself. When, like, I'm going to have this this is going to blow people's minds. And now it's like, I just have a book. This is never mind.
Don't
That
worry. I'm
sucks.
sorry, guys. He's like apologizing for announcing that he has a book.
Oh, no.
Before we got the Offspring thing coming up here, too, the pop-up. We're going to give out the first passes for it here in just a couple seconds. But what are the odds of two bands doing a countdown that are big bands and have monstrous, rabid, passionate followings, and then one is possibly one of the biggest things that could happen of Linkin Park bringing in, and obviously that'd be monstrous. But then again, Derek Whibley just has a book, which I'm sure it's really good.
Oh, I'm sure it's great.
I'm sure it's
we'll
great.
probably talk to him about it, but it's not being the new singer of Linkin Park.
No.
It's just such unfortunate timing.
It's really bad. And he had to make a statement about it when he just wanted to have this little thing go on and go like, hey, guys, I got a book coming out. He's really
How excited he probably was about his book.
Yeah.
All these juicy details about him and Avril Lavigne, probably.
Oh, my God. I'm looking. There better be an entire chapter titled Avril. I'm not buying it.
No,
I'd be pissed.
Brandon checked in here and he said, I've heard rumors that Saliva singer Josie Scott is one option too.
So that's a real rumor.
I was going to say, no offense to Saliva because I like him. I just can't see that's real. Really? It's a real option?
Brandon on the text line is the second person I've seen mention, like, I guess Josie Scott was throwing his name in the ring, which to me feels like Josie Scott of Saliva started that rumor that he's going to be the new Linkin Park singer.
Yeah.
Well, if he puts a countdown on his thing, he's just going to get it.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So 9 minutes left. At 9 o'clock, the word expires for the offspring. So smash is the word to text. 312-591-8300. Your chance to get into the Metro for the Q101 pop-up with the offspring. It's free. It's the only way to get in. And smash is the word for now. 8 more minutes. And if you've already texted it, don't do it again. We got you. It's not a race that way. But we want to make sure everybody has a chance to get in on this because it will be a unique, forever memory experience for people that get into the Metro, which is, just about under 1,000 people getting in there for this incredible event. So go ahead and do it. Now, we usually do these earlier in the show when they happen, but we just got so excited to get back after a 3-day weekend. We didn't. So we can't move forward until we they were kind of like Guitar Center, came in and put all the mom and pops out of business. Mm-hmm. And now Guitar Center is kind of going down and some mom and pops. Now, we're lucky in Chicago because we have places like Chicago Music Exchange, like the best guitar store, drum store, bass store in the country, right at our feet. Mm-hmm. But not every city has that.
No, and Barnes & Noble's become the last line of defense for an Amazon universe, which is the last thing that I want. I like going into stores.
I love the smell of bookstores.
Yeah.
Oh, I like
Go in there and sniff the binds.
I do. I just like it. Like how it smells.
The funny thing is that people forget that Amazon started as just selling books online.
I know, and then Bezos realized that's dumb. Let me make money.
No one wants to read. I will tell you.
It's flooded already.
There was a Barnes & Noble at Webster Place in Lincoln
God,
Park.
Yes, I know. I used to live around the corner from that place.
And I used to go in there and just grab books and open them, but not read because there were so many beautiful women in that store. And I wanted people to think I read. So I'd open something like, Moby Dick.
Yeah, I bet.
Pervert.
Are you reading Moby Dick or are you just happy to see me?
Oh!
You stub your toe? What was that? You okay?
You sounded like a dog that got stepped on.
That's what I mean.
Sorry for that sound. I was trying to go, ow!
Was it better? Are you okay?
I was trying to do dice. Didn't work out. Here's Bane doing that. Oh.
He just sounds curious.
Oh, man.
Civil rights activist, Bane.
I know.
Now, here's a question. Which is better, Barnes & Noble's or Borders?
Oh.
I liked Barnes & Noble because I used to love the music area in Barnes & Noble.
Yeah.
And then the kids area was fun. There's a bunch of kids in it, which kind of ruined it, but I always wanted to sit in the tree.
Wait, it's the kids area, but kids being in it ruined it for
there
you?
be a tree in the adult area. That looks fun. I want to read in a perch.
Every other place is the adult area. The kids have their little place.
Why can't the register be the kids area? I got to pay for everything over here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but Barnes & Noble, Leonard sadly passed away. Report went out for him. And seems like a pretty good go-getter there. Pushed out Barnes & Noble, bought it out for $1 million, and then turned it into something amazing. But
can I ask a very real question about Barnes & Noble?
Yeah.
And this is not a gross show. We don't normally talk about bathroom stuff.
Okay, what are you doing?
But when you guys go into a bookstore, when you guys go into a Barnes & Noble, do you feel the overwhelming need to
buy
have
coffee?
to have to go to the bathroom as soon as you step into that store?
Huh. Never noticed it.
You guys don't have that?
No.
Oh my God. Every time I go into a bookstore, the first thing I do, I don't look for books, I look for the bathroom. As soon as I step in there, and I'm not alone in this, I know people are with me, there's a scientific effect that books have on your brain that make you have to go to the bathroom.
Can I say on behalf of everybody, Case, please stop going to bookstores. Thank you.
Yeah. Not all heroes wear capes.
Don't attend.
Wow. I don't have that. Is that the smell, you think?
I don't know what it is. There's something in the human mind that when people go to bookstores, they have to go to the bathroom.
Is it the fear of learning?
They get so nervous.
Well, I don't know, but you just ruined stuff for me because now I think all these guys are going to the bathroom, and I know most guys aren't good at washing their hands, and then they're touching a bunch of books.
Oh, boy.
Get your hands all over Moby Dick. Smells like dick. Sucks.
What's the last book you read, actually? Anybody have a book they read?
The last book I read was the Will Smith autobiography.
Was this before or after the slap?
It was mid.
What?
I started and he slapped him,
No.
then it sucked. What?
Was it written after the slap?
It was written before.
Really?
And it sucks because it's this motivational book about how he has his life together, and I'm feeling motivated. And then he obviously has a mental breakdown, and then the book became a lot less inspiring.
Yeah.
Because he's just talking about all these things he's worked through, And I'm like, well, obviously not all of it.
See, that's my problem with the Elon Musk documentary. Or not documentary, biography.
When did that come out?
Oh, like 5 years ago, Megan got
You're
it for...
still reading it?
And the problem is he's awesome in the book.
Yeah.
And lately he's not been so awesome with Twitter and ruining Twitter. And so I don't feel like finishing the book anymore because books just stay stagnant. That's the problem with books.
Yeah, that's the big issue. They can't update live chapters.
Yeah.
It would be...
Sorry, sent a text message.
Yeah, I need to read a book in text.
It's
Saying
not
that
good.
this guy ruined Twitter now.
You want a chat room?
It's a garbage now.
No, I know because as he's talking, like he's got this whole thing about his dad when he was a kid. Was a lot of stuff about his dad, but he wanted him to build this brick wall, okay? Which seemed like way too. He was like a kid and he had to build this brick wall, but he actually only just did a few bricks a day. It took him like a year. And he talks about like that approach of life of like, at the end of the day, I built an entire brick wall. It's okay if it doesn't happen in a day or this or that. It's about like looking at your object for the day. I'm going to do these 5 things that's getting me towards my goal. And he has these really cool analogies throughout the whole book about like what brick this was for laying his life. And I'm like so inspired by this guy who's figured it all out. And then he physically assaults somebody.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what brick was that? Not a good look.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth or this brick is going to your face.
I'm going to.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. That's for my new friend, Ricky, in Westmont, who I bumped into on the field for Pearl Jam on Saturday night at Wrigley Field. And we were just rocking. They did not play that song on our set list. They played that for the Thursday night set list. But one of the most phenomenal religious-like experiences I've had, I can remember at a concert where Eddie Vedder was pretty much just gathered around his old, like you were in his living room telling stories. He told stories about meeting Walter Payton as a little kid. And then Jared Payton, he brought up from WGN, his son, and they chugged wine together on stage for a minute.
Awesome.
It was,
I would like to be invited to that party.
Me too. And then told stories about all the shows. That was the 26th Pearl Jam show in Chicago. And of course, Eddie Vedder's from Evanston, so told a lot. I was crying at one point.
You cried?
I cried.
Like, because you, like, stubbed your toe or something?
No, because I was getting emotional like Eddie was.
Oh, look at you.
I'm sensitive. I'm not afraid.
I'm not afraid.
Me and Ricky from Westmont left me at that point. Sounds seems like you got some of your own stuff going on. I'll enjoy the show when they play Even Flow.
There's something to unpack there.
Yeah, but here was a little clip from Eddie Vedder talking about all the shows they played in Chicago over the years, some of the places. He talked about the Metro, and then he went on to say...
Rosemont, benefits of the House of Blues, the Vic, I played Chicago Theater and Auditorium Theater, Grand Park, Lollapalooza. But this is Wrigley Field. It takes the cake.
Sounded like Howard Dean there, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. God, it was...
Well, actually, when he was listening to stuff, I was trying to think of a venue he didn't play.
Yeah.
I was struggling with that.
I mean, he didn't say the Riv. He didn't say Double Door. He didn't say... What am I missing, Case? Like Lincoln
Lounge.
Lincoln Hall. He didn't say Congress Theater.
Yeah, I think those are it. Other than that, he pretty much covered his bases.
Yeah. I got to say, it was the best show I've seen in years, the best Pearl Jam show I've ever seen. And, let alone how good they sounded and played, but just the vibe was really Chicago over the top without forcing it, without, you know what I mean, without being cheesy. So good. And mentioning all the venues they played. All right, it's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for sports. Since we're talking about Wrigley Field there. Brought to you by the Marquee Network. Stream Cubs baseball at watchmarquee.com.
The Q101 Morning Crew. Sports.
So before last night, the Cubs had scored 99 runs in 10 games and 3 games out of the wild card after winning 6 in a row. They lose to the horrible Pirates, crappy Pirates, and they're now 3.5 games out. They're 71-67. The Pirates on the north side tonight for a beautiful night for baseball. White Sox lost to the Orioles 13-3. Here's where we're at. If they want the worst record in MLB history, they have to go 11-12, or does that beat it 11-12?
11-12 gets them the worst record in Major League Baseball history. They have to win 12 games in the month of September to not be the worst ever. And I say this as a White Sox fan. I really hope they don't win 12 games.
Also, they really won't, right? There's no way they will. I don't know. I haven't looked at the schedule and see who they're playing, the rest of the way. They got the Orioles, obviously. But then the rest of the last several...
It's a bunch of good teams. It's all teams... I'll save you the trouble, Brian. It's all teams better than the White Sox.
Yeah. There you are.
Hey.
So the Mets, the 62 Mets, were 40-120-1. Can you imagine the one team that tied the Mets that year? I don't know why.
That's true.
I don't know why that game tied. Did they tie? Yeah.
Maybe they ran out of players. I don't know. It's like the 2002 All-Star game.
Yeah. Also today, in a more positive note, I'm going to go buy myself a Caleb Williams jersey. I am all in on the Bears this year. People say, oh, they're just going to lose anyway, or Bears don't do good with quarterbacks. You know what? With all respect. With all respect, we need to change the vibe of the Bears, and they look incredible. 4-0 in preseason.
Oh, so we're touting preseason now.
Well, that's right.
Well, it's the only thing you can count.
Well,
what are you supposed to do?
I have years of history that says otherwise.
Not with Mr. Caleb.
That's right. All I'm saying, I get the preseason, you're not playing against starters. I understand that. I'm not an idiot. But they look tremendous, and I've never had this feeling, at least I can't remember the last time having this feeling. Someone went to the Super Bowl when I had my Rex Grossman jersey. Now, I don't have that jersey anymore because I burned it. And then I burned the pieces of the burned jersey.
Is that the last time you bought one?
I haven't had a jersey since. I have a Cubs jersey that I've had for 25 years. I have one jersey. It's me, actually. It's Sludge on the back, which you should not do. Don't put your own name on the jersey.
That's not true. You can do that.
You shouldn't.
It's a bad look.
Why?
You're not on the team. Coach isn't putting you in.
I know. I'm sorry it's on there. I shouldn't have done it. But I did it. It's there.
I don't see what the big deal is. I'm defending you on this. I don't see what the big deal is.
Oh, well, I appreciate you defending me.
I'm wearing the shirt. I'm not throwing it on Swanson. What's the big deal?
I just don't like that look, and I think most people probably don't either in that way. If you have your own out there, more power to you.
Why'd you buy it if you hate it so much? What's wrong with you right now?
Because I've changed now, and I know I wouldn't do it again. I've changed as a person. But I'm going to buy a Caleb Williams jersey today, and we talked about this earlier. I don't know how to even buy a damn jersey. I was trying to go to the team store on Michigan Ave, and there's not one there, so I had to go to Soldier Field, but I didn't have time, so I didn't. So I found out I can go to this rally house.
You can go anywhere. You can go to Lids, you can go to Rally House. They're not going to swindle you.
Chicago.
I don't want to get screwed. I feel like I'll get a counterfeit jersey unless I buy it from the team store. I don't want a fake one if I'm going to put the money out there for a jersey for the first time in 15 years of buying a jersey.
As long as you don't buy one on the street corner, you'll be okay.
I don't know why you think all these stores are just filled with fake jerseys. They could just buy the real ones and then sell them.
I feel like there's a store with the real ones only.
What do you mean by real?
Yo, what are you looking for, grass stains?
Yes. NFL official. I want NFL official game
It's not
jersey.
that hard to do.
I'm not a jersey guy.
You know those are really expensive though, right?
What's expensive?
Like the official ones, I want to say are like $300.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. I'm all in on the team this year. I don't
'Cause
care.
when
I'm investing in the Bears this year, mentally, physically, and financially.
A few years ago, I got Roman the Swanson jersey for Valentine's Day right after they signed him.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, these are affordable. And then I found out that those are they make the jerseys that are like $100 or $150. But normally when you're getting the real one with embroidery, all that, they're like $300.
Well, I'm looking at Rally House by Wrigley Field right now, and it says the Caleb Williams jerseys are $130.
For the fish, for the embroider, why are the
hold
MLB
on.
ones
I'm gonna end the conversation because this is my area of expertise.
Before Case continues, his resume has him as a manager at the Lids.
At 19 years old, mind you.
Wow.
I rose up the ranks pretty quickly. Caleb Williams is an NFL rookie. That means he only has one jersey available. That means it's the $130 option. Brian, if you want a Caleb Williams jersey, you have to spend $130 on it.
What's this 300 thing Kenzie's talking about?
It's not available. You don't have to worry about it.
Why is it not available?
Because they don't
'Cause
make
you're
them for
rookie?
rookie players.
Oh.
But he's a starter.
I know. It doesn't matter.
Kenzie, can you lend me
Well, why
$130?
can't I get one for Swanson?
Different sport. We're talking different things here.
He was new.
At one time.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so I need $130.
Yeah, do you have that? Do I need to lend you anything?
Who's going to give it to me?
What?
Will you lend me $130?
Do you want to GoFundMe?
Lend you. You've gone to every concert ever this August, and now you need someone to give you $130 for a jersey?
Duh, I'm
you
broke.
are spoiled.
I need-
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.